welcome back to Tales of Mateia, session number 22. That's where we are today. So, last time, the group reconvened back in town, or three of you did, with Dragon having left and continuing his westward travel away from the city. And you guys all kind of made a little bit of a plan and made your way to the city center, where you learned that Naomi was set to be executed. You did have a idea of maybe breaking into the castle, but you learned that the majority of the castle staff, including the king, the queen, Naomi herself, and the majority of the guards were all going to be in the center of the city. So you guys headed there, and as you approached, it was more of like almost a festival-like atmosphere, still somber and whatnot, but there were still salespeople and merchants hawking out their wares, trying to make a quick buck or quick gold, depending on what they're selling. There, you, Pax and cat form of Anthea met a Fizz Boombrass, a Knoll inventor, who was selling unique creations, which worked kind of pretty well. But you guys talked for a little bit, and Pax, you and he came to a conclusion that after all was said and done, that you guys should meet up at some point, and you introduced the rest of the group who had not physically spoken with him yet, and start a little bit of adventuring together, and maybe you'd get some mutual benefit out of that. During the execution, two different things happened. Firstly, Xylerin, Naomi's nephew, whispered into his aunt's ear to trust him, and two winged folks, took Naomi and started to fly off, while at the same time, Naomi's sister Ursa, or Esther, and her wife Ursa, who you all know, well, Caitlin doesn't know, but the other two know, appeared and attempted to assassinate the king. They disappeared after successfully injuring them, and then the whole city center kind of went into a panic. People started running and leaving. The guards got all in a tizzy. You saw that the king and the queen then escaped with their bodyguard, kind of through their passageway back to what you believe is the castle. And you guys eventually made your way back to Kaylin's house/restaurant, and then Fizz also made his way back home with the other artificers and merchant folk that he lives and works alongside. You guys, in character, didn't see, but out of character, did see Naomi's family meeting with the Arcane Inquisitor leaders, having a short conversation, and then being given a portal to teleport them away from the city, and being told that the Hall family is no longer safe in the city of Moreau. Immediately after that, Kaylin received a message saying that your contract with them has been terminated, as your skills, your particular set of skills, are no longer required. They owe you no money, no favors, and you are no longer welcome there. And while Anthea and Pax did not get any message of sorts, your identifying badges with the Arcane Inquisitors kind of self-immolated and destroyed themselves, and then Dragon's way out where Dragon's is immolated, but instead of being destroyed, a message appeared on them saying that when he was ready to talk and rebuild, to contact his children, aka the heads of the Arcane Inquisitors. And the three of you found yourself, well, four including Gleba, five if you include your tree, little friend, found yourselves back at Kaylin's house, kind of recapping the evening or the afternoons and evenings activities. You guys had all leveled up to level 12, and so we have completed that process now. And it is still the same day, it is just moving towards the evening hours of execution day. You guys roll back into Kaylin's house, and that is where you guys find yourselves now. I'd say about 30 to 45 minutes after the whole situation in the city center had down, because you were kind of stealthily in a way, or at least trying not to draw attention to yourselves, making your way back through this hodgepodge of a crazy crowd. What do you guys wish to do?
I cannot believe that the general stole my kill. What? Kaylin just falls down into a chair, just completely flabbergasted. It was rude, it was unexpected, and now my contract's canceled. And not just canceled, it is like, shut down, you can't enter back here again, don't come back or we'll shoot you, canceled.
Was there any indication that they have this kind of strict policy? Like, haven't known them for very long, but it seems suspiciously abrupt that we would be partially involved and now just, like, are completely.
Oh, well, it's kind of funny, because I didn't peg you guys for people who would be doing the same type of work that I do, but apparently you are, so it sounds like you may not be particularly aware of it, but yeah, this is traditionally how people in our circles get their contracts ended. I just thought I'd get a little bit more money here.
We work with them, but I guess the conduct's a little less clear.
I think we have more in common than we thought.
Yeah.
What was that, Miss Cynthia?
What, yeah.
I just said we didn't sign anything, did we? Trying to remember back. We may have signed a waiver that we shouldn't have without reading the terms and conditions.
You, fun fact, I don't believe ever actually met them, because you were unconscious when Dragon and Pax and Kaylin were there. You were left back at the Codfather, and then the only person who has returned back there since then was Pax, so you haven't actually met them. They did give you the badge. They gave your party the badge to return it to you, which is how you have them. But you yourself have never spoken with them. You just got the recap from your teammates about everything that had happened. So no, you have not physically signed anything, nor have they. But yes.
So correct. You have
correct. The long way around that was.
I did not read the terms and conditions, and I did not sign, but I was voluntold. I trust your judgment, Pax.
That is 1000% what happened. You were voluntold.
Thank you, Anthea. So, I mean, I suppose, like, yeah, I guess I'm the only one who was from that timeline, out of character. But yeah, Alex, would Pax have had any, like, inkling that there was suspiciousness from the two avatars? I mean, it seemed mysterious and secretive, but not like, you know, they were planning regicide per se in that sense. Like, should we be worried now that we're ex-agents that we're now potentially afoul of two organizations, basically?
So, you know, based on the conversations that you guys had with them, that they believed there was something wrong with the king and that this isn't the king that they knew before.
Right.
Like, something had changed them. So you knew the plan was to kind of do something to the king.
Yeah.
They hadn't quite laid out in black and white what that something was going to be, but you would have got the inkling that they had plans in some shape or form to either take hold of this king or to
fix
do
him,
something,
cure him,
do something to figure out. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you just
okay.
It was never explicitly said what that thing they were going to do was, because they were still at the last time you.
And we should have asked, I suppose, but we didn't, or at least I didn't.
Yeah. The last time that you guys spoke with them, they were still. They gotten a little bit of information from the book that had been returned to them from other guys' party that they were translating. They had not completed the translation, but they already had kind of inferred that they were going to be doing something to the king. They just had not said what it was. So
Got it. Okay, I'll explain that context to Anthea as well, since she wasn't there for. And for that matter, just to the group, because yes, we were all there as players, but that was the only character there, so context.
Yeah.
But yeah, should we be worried, guys? Like, I feel it's probably futile to chase down why they didn't keep us into their plans. Maybe it was to protect us. Maybe we should just assume bygones and move on.
When a job.
For that matter, I don't even know if our warrant is still open for our alleged crimes.
No. You've got a good point, but you don't really have to worry about that. In our line of work, the situation traditionally falls under when your contract is cut. You're cut. You don't talk about them. They don't talk about you. Problem solved. That's traditionally how this stuff works. I don't know if big spooky floating heads have a different opinion on things, but traditionally that's how the line of business goes.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah,
so
I'm
I guess
willing to let
what's
bygones be
next?
bygones.
Yeah.
No. King's dead. Wife's still alive. Town's in chaos. Guards are running everywhere. Traditional anarchy. Mom's probably not going to open a restaurant for a while.
No. Is your mom okay? Do we need to check on her?
That wouldn't hurt, but there's a really good chance she already knows that we're back home. Mom? And I'll kind of shout to the house.
You shout around to the house, and you don't hear any response. But I will show you the little house map I have for your house.
I have a house! Oh!
You do has a house.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh!
So.
I didn't say it before, but I've been talking, so I'm assuming I dropped my wild shape.
Oh,
Just
yes.
FYI,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
a talking cat.
Yeah, I assumed
Okay.
once you got back that you were good.
She would have fell into this chair.
But yeah, as
I didn't
you
do the whole thing. Come on over,
as
Pax.
you call out, you don't hear any response from your mother or from anyone. So
That's odd. And I'll go
That is
to
odd.
her room and knock on the door.
you knock on the door and there's no response. And as you open it, you see that her bed is very made and organized, and her room looks just as it does whenever she wakes up and sets out for her day. You know your mother to be a very meticulous person in all things that she does, in that everything has got its place, and it's a certain way of everything, and everything as you see it right now looks normal for your mother's daily routine. So nothing looks out of place, nothing looks amiss. It just looks like she has not been back in her room since this morning.
So I'm gonna turn to the group and say, one second, hold on. And I will step inside and shut the door, and I'd like to investigate the room, and I'm looking for if Mom's emergency GTFO bag is gone.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check with advantage, because you know what you're looking for, and this is your house.
I
It is your
do.
mother.
I do know what I'm looking for. I need to turn back on D&D. Boop. Okay. Hey, Mom, did you bail? 26. Did you bail?
Her bag is still here.
Okay. I will put it back. And I will tie, because I'm assuming it's a backpack, and I will tie the backpack in a little bow as a small indicator of just checking to see if you were gone, and then I will put it back and then exit the room and say, no, I think she's still out shopping. She'll make it home eventually, and then I will fall back down in the fluffy chair.
Fluffy chair.
Life's always better when you own a fluffy chair.
That's true.
It's very fluffy. But as of right now, it is. As you look out, it is starting to get a little darker. The sun has set, and you guys can finally sit and take a breath for a second. You do still hear the craziness of the outside. The city is in an uproar after what just happened, between people who were happy that Naomi was saved, people who were freaking out that the king, someone attempted to assassinate them, the general of all people, and the general's wife, and then they disappeared. And basically everything that just happened today was not good for this city. And you can hear fighting in the streets between the city guard, the king's guards, who don't normally unify, but in this case they have unified to try and regain control of the city, as it is a riot out there, pretty much everywhere. So
Have a seat. Make yourself comfortable. If there's a knock on the door, please go in through this door. She points at her. She's like, "That's my room. Just hang in there, chill out until I say that you can come out. If you need to get out, you can use the window. The right side creaks a little bit, so just be careful. And then you can probably hide in the forest nearby, and I'll whistle when it's fine for you guys to come back. Because once they check the house, they traditionally don't come back."
I crash on the couch here, and then there's a window behind if I need to escape.
Well, it'd probably be better if they didn't see you when I open the door.
That is fair. I mean, I would hear them knocking.
We can be subtle, right, Anthea?
We could do like this Scott Pilgrim thing, if anyone's seen it, where it's like, he's not here, and he jumps out the window in the background.
that's
You
my
say-
favorite.
You say you guys can be subtle, and Caitlin's head just
So
tilts like
subtle.
all the way to the side. She's staring at the fawn, and she's like, at the satyr. She's like, I don't think subtle is what I would. I don't think subtle is what I would. A classification that I would give you to, but you could prove me wrong. But I would recommend that we just take my route, because sneaky is kind of what I do. Go in the bedroom.
Okay. Let's go in the bedroom and be very quiet.
Just when
Be
somebody
very
when
sneaky.
when somebody knocks, you don't have to go in there right
Oh.
now.
Oh, well, it'd be quicker if I
Oh,
just jump
okay.
right up the window. It's right here.
Well, I was just trying to save you from going and gallivanting in the woods for,
That's
way
fair.
too long. So
Yeah, that's fair.
As the night progresses, no one seems to come and knock on the door. No one seems to return home.
looking around the room, since Mom is very meticulous and I know better than to mess with any of her stuff, is there anything out of place?
Roll me a perception check.
Perception. With advantage because it's my house?
Sure.
Wait. 21.
Her daggers are gone. She doesn't normally take her daggers with her when she leaves, but not like her, cooking daggers, because she has cooking knives and chef knives and stuff because she cooks obviously all the time with the job and whatnot. But those are here. Like, all of her work equipment is in the house. The restaurant has not been open today. That's all clean and pristine and put away where it needs to be. Her assassin daggers, however, are not there. You know, she uses those for protection or for jobs, but they haven't been taken from their place in, well, probably the better part of a decade.
There's just a layer of dust missing somewhere.
Yes, there's shapes of where there should have been daggers. The wood's a little bit darker underneath them because the light has not aged it, but they're gone. So both of them are gone.
I will go into my room and say, be right back, and shut the door, and I'd like to investigate
Okay.
my room and look to see if my mom left me a sign in my room.
You don't even have to roll investigation. Well, actually, yeah, because she would have hid it. Go ahead and, if there's anything to hide, go ahead and roll me a investigation at advantage because it's your own house and your own bedroom.
2 18s.
That's funny.
It's a 6 and a 2. Thank God for
Six,
reliable
right.
talent.
All you find is kind of, you know that this house isn't the newest. It's fairly older. Kind of move from place to place since your restaurant can move. But this, you have a couple creaky floorboards in your room, and as you walk over to, let's say one over underneath this window over here where these little cracks are, as you step on it, it kind of squeaks a little more than usual, and it kind of lifts the end of it up just a little bit. And as you kind of pop it open, you see there is a little, just a small, about the size of a piece of Post-it note paper, note folded in half. And as you open it in your mother's handwriting, you recognize it, and it says, "Be back shortly. Stay safe. Don't leave. Signed, Love, Mother."
No.
It says Love, Mother. Not Mom, not Sarah, but Mother. Just because.
Traditional mom response to things.
Mother.
Just Mother.
Mother.
Can you roll insight for written text? I'm wondering.
Was she
Like, that
angry when
sounds like
she
what
wrote
a-
this?
It's not very flowery and loose. Lines are firm, sharp, jagged edges. It's very firm. Mother. You know this to
Like-
be her handwriting.
Oh, okay.
This is an order. This isn't a suggestion. This is an order from Mom. She will I don't have any magic character. I will go over too. I will light a candle, I will burn it, and then put out the candle and go back into the room and flop down on the chair. I will not say why I went in there.
As you burn it, the smell of lilac kind of wafts out of the room, and you know that to 100%, you know this, only you know this to be 100% from your mother, as your mother uses a magically imbued ink that, when ever burned, smells like lilac. That's how you know she has taught you to burn all messages that you ever find from her, and you can tell if they're hers or not, because she only ever leaves you notes in that lilac magically infused ink. So you know this to be her.
Oh, Mom.
Good old fashioned Mom.
You don't need invisible ink, you need good smelling ink when burned.
Smelly ink.
It's a scratch and sniff.
It's a scratch and sniff. Is this Mom? Scratch, 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 scratch. Yes.
But yes, so you guys have the rest of the late hours of the night if there's anything you wish to do or try and accomplish. Otherwise, you can do whatever you would like. You tell me.
I mean, I feel we should obey your mom, I guess. Slash the city's in some chaos, so I don't feel a strong need to go elsewhere, but I also lack a lot of intel. What do you two feel?
Always best to listen to your mom, in my experience.
Yeah.
I think I'll kind of just hang out and just get some rest after a rough, busy day.
Look, I'm not as great of a cook as my mom is, but I'll be happy to make us something to eat. And I will go to the kitchen. I will prepare meals for the three of us to eat.
Roll me let's say a intelligence check just to see how well accomplish these recipes.
Oh, it's terrible. I'm sorry.
Can I assist with that? I think I
Yeah.
have proficiency with chef's tools or cook's utensils.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go and assist, you see.
Oh, so do I. Proficiency with cooking utensils
okay.
too.
Never mind.
Well,
I don't
then
have
you
much
can.
for help.
I'll say then you can re-roll it using the cooking tools with proficiency, using
Oh, there you go.
intelligence as the thing. We'll just say this is your advantage roll. They come and be like, maybe you do this instead of that, and go from there.
So 15 with my proficiency, thanks to May.
Anthea's help is exponential. It makes your cooking much better. This is why your mother works the kitchen and you do the serving and bill collection, because she's very good. And you put a little bit too much salt on stuff, and it becomes very salty. But yeah, so you make a good meal for you and your new compadres. So you guys have dinner, and by about this time, it's probably about 10:30 at night. Your mother still has yet to return. And the city seems like it's quieted a little bit. Probably more so people are just getting tired and they're going home. But you can still hear fighting off in the distance. You can still hear the sounds of masses of people, but they're not like right outside your door. But if you pop your head out and listen, you can hear kind of an unsettled populace throughout the city.
Yeah. Do you guys fill Kaylin in on
Not
like
go.
how you guys met and stuff like that? So I just imagine
totally.
that story would be super
Yeah.
fun to hear from the two of you's perspective.
This one time, we were on a hot air.
You were on a what? Doing what now?
had every kind of
were doing
transport in one
science
trip.
on a giant balloon. Yeah.
Giant demon train.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that
a
one.
what now?
It tried to eat us or something.
And the souls of children.
Yeah.
Wait. This is a lot to how are you guys still sane? This is a lot to take in.
The power of friendship.
Yes.
Some good stuff. I should get some of that. Do they sell that?
No, but I think you could acquire it eventually if you adventure with us long enough.
Sounds like fun. Make sure mom's okay before I go off and do any sort of wandering, but that sounds like something I could do for a while.
We're also unclear on next steps anyway, so some mom-adjacent home cooking.
Oh yeah, mom makes the best food. And if you offer to help in the restaurant, I'm sure that she wouldn't mind taking you in for a little bit.
That could be a good way to gather intel and sort of see where we're going next.
But for now, if you guys are tired, that door right there, and she'll point to the center door. It has a smaller bed in there, and then the couch is super comfy. So you guys are more than welcome to crash here for the night. Probably be safest for you.
Absolutely. I'm happy to take the couch. Anthea, you might need more space with Gleba. I mean, Iggy can just, disappear and be a
Also fine
seed.
with taking the couch because I like the idea of that window being right beside it. Escape into the woods if I need to.
Also,
That's
you
the
want to know
defense
a pretty fun fact. Now, Anthea, since you're level 12 and you can technically regain wild shapes during a short or a long rest, you could wild shape into anything you wanted to, sleep for the 6-hour long rest, recover your wild shape when you wake up. You could sleep as a cat for the whole time.
Oh my
Can I
god!
sleep as a cat?
You
Oh
can
my
totally
God.
sleep as anything you want because
I'm
you
gonna
only need to sleep for
is
6
that
of the
alright?
8 hours.
Is that alright, Pax, if I take the couch and sleep as a cat?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Perfect.
God, that's really
Do I
gonna
have to do
confuse my
anything for
mom when
that?
she comes back.
There's a cat and a frog cuddling on the
Get
couch.
cat. Okay, so use wild shape.
You'll get it back once your long rest is over, so
Yeah.
right. But as you all kind of lay down for the evening to begin your long rests, you kind of fall asleep to the tumultuous sounds coming in from the outside. They're quieting as the night goes, as you kind of drift in and out of sleep. You guys wake up in the early hours of the morning on the 27th of Reg, the year 1050 AS. You guys are officially level 12. You get all your spell slots back. You get all your abilities and stuff, and all your HP has been recovered. And as I'm gonna put you up here, just since you're sleeping up in the bed. As you guys kind of come to in the morning, you wake up to the smell of delicious breakfast. And Anthea, you're the first to see it as you kind of wake up, and as you stretch, body shifts from being a cat into your full human form. So as you stretch, you just like kind of stretch out, and all of your muscles kind of release, and you become your normal self. And you hear a voice kind of calling through the kitchen. You go, well, that was wonder where we got a cat from. Anyway, go wake everyone up.
Smells delicious, by the way. And then I'll like scamper off and knock on both the doors. Breakfast! Breakfast time!
Hurrah!
Kaylin,
Just
you
like
kind
a
of
groan from Pax. I'm assuming
stumble
he's
out of the bedroom, rub the sleep out of your eyes to your mother with her her kitchen gown on. She's making eggs and meat and veggies for breakfast. There's a whole little setup she's putting together for you.
Make a beeline to her and just stop directly in front of her, and everything on my face says, "Where the hell were you last night?" Everything on my face screams that at her.
Well, I had to go on a date with someone that you set me up with, and then I had some other things I had to take care of. So that debt is paid. The date part of the debt is paid, should I say. And please don't offer my services again.
No promises. I got good information. Anyway, what about the other thing?
What other thing?
The other thing.
You're going to have to be more specific, dear. I don't know to what you are referring.
I will, in Thieves Can't, talk about the note.
Ah. Well, that's a generally good advice, for one. But two, I went out to see what the ruckus was about once, because instead of going to the capital punishment beheading, I find that to be a little grotesque. That's when I went on the date you set me up with, and then I heard the city go up in arms and decided to do some investigation. So I spent the night doing that, but I had to make sure I was protected, and I had to make sure that I could get away when I needed to get away. So that's why I assumed you and your friends would come back here, and it would make more sense for you to stay and not leave until I had returned. So that's why I left you the note. And here, to be safer than most other places. So no one ever goes to the restaurants looking for criminals, which is where they should always go looking for criminals.
Because criminals need to eat too, I suppose, right?
Yes, and if you make good food, you can pass a lot of tests.
Yep.
You can hide a lot of folks. So, but yes, here, sit. Have some food. And she kind of pushes past you and brings all the trays of food and kind of lays them out on the table and says, all of you eat, and then we can talk once breakfast is over. I'm going to go and clean up. I am feeling quite dirty. So she goes into her room, grabs some stuff, and then steps away into what you know to be the bathroom to bathe and to clean up and get generally ready for the day.
As she walks past me,
again on Pax's door.
because you're still in the bed, Pax. Come join us for food.
Oh, that's right. Wasn't there a knock on my door? Didn't I join for breakfast? No.
You just left
You
your
made a
token in
groaning
bed.
sound, but you're still in bed.
Oh, okay.
You're like,
I just wanted to
food,
make
I
sure
hear
you were
you.
here.
No, I'm coming for sure.
Okay. Sorry, Caitlin, continue.
No worries. I would like to roll an insight check on my mom, and I want to try to deduce if she's injured or not.
Okay, go for it.
Dang it!
With a natural one, you get a 19. That's funny. You can't. She seems to be in the same chipper mood that she's in quite often. If she's not outwardly bleeding anywhere that you can tell, there doesn't seem to be any bruising. She looked a little bit dirty and a little bit tired, a little bit run ragged maybe, but you couldn't tell if there was any active injuries or anything.
Okay, when she goes into the bathroom, I'm going to go to the door and I'm going to give it a couple knocks, and the knocks translate.
Hang on, Mom.
Hang on, Mom. The knocks are different, but the knock translates into do we need to relocate the restaurant?
You wait for a response for a minute, and you hear a knock on, like a metallic knock as she knocks on the outside of the tub. and it translates to "in due time."
I give one knock to say okay, and then I go to the table and join everybody for breakfast.
This breakfast is very good. So good, in fact, that you all get this many temporary hit points. 11.
Oh, that is an excellent breakfast. My
Mom
goodness.
powers!
Thanks, Mom.
You get 11 temporary hit points for the day. So,
Mom powers! Mom powers!
this is probably the best meal you guys have had since you started your adventure. Way back on the airship. This is the best. This is like home cooking at its absolute finest. Master Chef quality home cooks right here. But the good ones, not the bad ones that flamed out in the first episode. But yes. So the some time goes by as you guys are having breakfast, and eventually your mother rejoins the table after she's cleaned up, and she says, "Nice to see you all again. How are you feeling?"
Better. That was a chaotic experience, to say the least. Don't often witness regicide, regi abduction, whatever that word is. So now we're wondering if we should stay in the city or what other work to look for. It's kind of put us at odds, you know? Odds and ends.
Well, I can tell you that I'm pretty sure the king is still alive. I think
Oh.
the assassination attempt failed.
It failed? And her whole face lights up as soon as she says that.
Failed in that his body is still of this earth.
Sounds like a failure to me.
But I don't think we'll be seeing him in public for a while. What I can tell you, however, compared to before when the two of you have, well, at that point, 3 of you had escaped from the castle jail, the city is now on the utmost level of alert. The guards that you saw before, now there are easily 3 to 4 times as many, with the general effectively becoming traitorous and fleeing, going AWOL. After attempted assassination, the king taken total control over the military as well. So he has brought in those forces. He's brought most of them away, or probably, from what I'm hearing, a significant portion away from the border, planning to attack. So at least that's a positive, but he's bringing a lot of them into the city. And seeing as he has many powerful mages and wizards at his disposal, a lot of them have already made it, utilizing the wizards in the military and his court wizards. So right now, the guard in the city is easily 3-fold yesterday. And you see her stop for a second, and you see a slight look, or even just a flash of concern crosses your mother's face, Kaylin. And she says, and they have set out the head investigator, and you're shooting your mother?
Sorry. That's
and the head investigator and their assistant are being sent out to find you all now. Kaylin, you know this head investigator and their bodyguard in a way. They kind of work in tandem. You know the head investigator to be ruthless, cold, and very, very smart, and very, very to the point. You know them. You've never met them, but you've seen them from afar, and you know what they are capable of. You know that they have resistance to magic in a way. You know that they have, or you've heard that they have the ability to manipulate psionic forces and psionic energy to get information to get to their target. you're really good at investigating and being that Sherlock Holmes type of investigator. This type of investigator is like that, but with the ability to torture information from someone from afar. You know them to be a blue-skinned, colder winter elf who is like their outward physical appearance of being icy and cold. That is also what you've heard their persona to be like. They dual wield weapons when they need to, and you know that they wear very protective armor to keep themselves kind of out of harm's way. Being the head investigator, their second, their assistant investigator, and their bodyguard type of person. This is a type of, you don't know if they are, you don't know what type of genetics they have, as if elf or the dwarf or the gnomish. You don't know what type of race they are. You know that they are a humanoid of types, but they always have this strange metallic mask and these robes that effectively cover the majority of their body. You know that they have almost a metallic-like frame, but you can never tell. You've never been able to tell or find out if that is armor they're wearing or if that is their person. You know that there are warforged metallic humanoids that artificers of the city have made and that do exist within the world. They're not super common, but they are around. But this assistant is also lightning fast. The speed of them makes you feel slow. They can run up walls, they can jump from building to building, and they can sprint through the city faster than a lot of other folk. And you know that when they have a prey, they don't stop till they find them, and they're very good at what they do, if not the absolute best at what they do. So, and that's just from what you heard. You've never actually like face-to-face encountered them, because when you encounter them, it doesn't often end well for whoever they encounter. But you've seen the blue icy elf before from afar. You've never quite seen his assistant up close too much. You don't want to, but you know now from what your mother is describing that those are now the two that, while the whole city is being controlled or trying to be put back under control from the guards and the military that they're bringing in, these two are looking for the escaped prisoners and any leads to where the general has gone. So, you know, they are now looking for effectively Pax and Anthea and what was Dragon. I guess, and Naomi too, because Naomi's gone.
Oh yeah.
So I would not recommend staying in the city very long, but they're also very good at finding who they're looking for, and they typically don't stop until they find their target. And they've never failed. And they are effectively other than his immediate bodyguard and his wife, these are the two people. Well, the king trusts the head investigator as his number 3 person, and whoever he trusts, the king will also trust. So we know their names. The head investigator, their name is Lyrandakis. They are the blue-skinned, kind of icy-ish, wintry elf from what you've seen, and then their companion, they go by Sheridan. So, but if they're looking for you, which, well, they are, I want to keep my own flesh safe, so I've been investigating overnight. That's why I wasn't here when you arrived. They're on the hunt for you two, and they're gonna find anyone you're connected with, which also means which then inherently means they're going to be looking for me and the person I was just on a date with, and they're going to end up going to the Codfather, and the only people they won't investigate would be the king and the royal family. Because why would they? So, whatever your decision is, I would make it quick and with haste. If you have any more business in the city, I would complete it very soon.
Get out now.
So,
I don't see much reason to stay. I mean, if we're trying to eventually rid the king of this conspiracy, doing so while in jail is not going to work. So either seeking other quests elsewhere or regrouping with a stronger plan from another base of operations.
Well, if you guys want to get out of the city safe, I can help with that. But I could also go and pick up some stuff for you guys too, if you guys need anything in the city before you go.
That's a good thought. I think I'm good supply-wise. Anthea, how about you? Do you think we should leave, or do you have another idea?
I think we should get out of here. I have a bad feeling about all this riffraff.
I'd say to go as soon as possible then. Do you have any more business or supplies you need, Anthea?
I doubt we can get any now that everyone is looking for us. So I think I'm good.
I could very quickly get what you need. They'll probably come and find me eventually, but I probably have more leeway with the mercantiles of the merchants of the city, and I can get to and fro pretty quickly. So if there's something you need, I can happily go and get it for you before you leave. There's no point putting yourselves at risk. So if there is something that you, as long as you obviously have the money, I can acquire it for you fairly easily and quickly. And I might even be able to get you a discount since I do have those relationships.
Thanks to me.
She looks at you and just throws you a side eye.
I just kind of give her a cheesy I'm your daughter and you love me smile before I like disappear back into my food.
You eat those waffles.
Yeah, I don't think there's much I can get specifically here.
Remember, if there are any spells that have a gold cost or component, you can cast them one time for free. After that, you'll...
Okay.
So if there's anything you need as far as that's concerned, or spells that you're looking you want to cast or have that you have not cast that you need components for, she could probably get components for you. So
this is one of the biggest cities in the land too, so we're likely to find what you want here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I really need anything though, because I haven't used this spell yet, so I can still use it once. So
all right,
should be fine.
Okay. Well, let me give me about an hour, and then if you guys want to leave, I'd say give me an hour. I want to pack you some food to go. But feel free to eat the rest of this breakfast. Otherwise, I'm just going to sell it because I have no shame. I'll repurpose it. Why waste good ingredients?
Yeah, Mom.
She goes, have you seen this face? People buy from me. And this is... Kaylin's mother is very attractive. She is a very older, elegant, and knows
She's a
how...
tight mom.
She is soon... If she had grandchildren, she would be a tight grandma.
She'd be a tight grandma.
She's a tight mom. But yes, she knows how to drum up business and keep business, which is why she goes on these dates that she hates. Yes. So she'll go to the kitchen and moves lightning quick with what she's making. She's got pots, she's got pans, she's got ingredients kind of flying. You see knives on her belt kind of spinning out, and like Hey Arnold slicing back when Gerald was making the food. There's an old reference for you. But yeah, so she, over the course of the next hour, makes some high quality rations for you guys for about a week's worth of travel that would fit comfortably in some little to-go boxes. So you guys have, and they won't go bad. They're longer lasting, well-preserved ones. They're just of a higher quality and taste better. So you guys all have a week's worth of high quality rations.
Yummy ration.
Better than just field tack. So
Right.
Things that have flavor. So
I will ask her to grab me some charcoal incense and herbs worth 10 gold pieces for my fine familiar, because I'm assuming I'm using it like whenever Gleba gets knocked out.
well, as long as Gleba doesn't
or-
die, you can just snap her in and out of it, or snap them in and out of it.
So I feel like I have I used that at some point?
I think you
I don't know
used
if I have
it.
yet.
So At the very
we'll
beginning of the game,
we'll
you had
save it.
Gleba. After that, so I mean, you can get charcoal that she can just make for you pretty easily. So,
Perfect.
um,
I'll do that.
yeah, we'll say that over here is like a wood burning fireplace, and you can just dig out. We'll say there's enough charcoal waste in there. We'll say you can get 30 gold worth of charcoal and charcoal out of there. So, and you can also make charcoal on the road too, because charcoal is pretty easy to make as far as like wooden charcoal. So if you start to get low, you can say cut down a tree or peel some bark and start to turn it into charcoal if you so choose. So,
Okay, sounds good.
cool. So she makes you guys high quality ration, and packs it all up nice and neat, and then presents it to each of you.
Thank you so much. This is
Oh, absolutely.
helpful and beyond the Call of Duty.
I will say that if you return to the city at any point, this restaurant will likely not be here. This house will likely also be devoid of, well, my presence. The Rochesters will have never been here. So,
That makes sense. Is there a calling card or some way we can keep in touch or send patronage to you in future to repay the kindness?
you don't have to. You don't owe me anything. Friends of my daughters, I'm in my home, but Kaylin knows how to find me and get a hold of me if it comes to it. So as long as you're with her, you'll be able to find me. So. But obviously, for safety purposes, I can't just tell everyone on how to find me. So, but eventually, I'll make my way to another city after doing some traveling, and we'll set up the restaurant there for a while, likely under a different name, but I'll be fine. I have been for a long time, and I plan on being fine for a while. So,
Excellent.
I will tap on the table and ask Mom for what the next city is that she's going to, on the off chance that when I return here, she's not back. Or she's not here. You don't have to tell me, but just so we know as characters where she is going.
Yes, she tells you. She tells you where she's going to be going, and you know that it's not a very big city. It's a small little community. With Moreau has close to, if not more than, 1 million people here. The city that she tells you that she's going to has maybe 40,000 people in it. So big enough to get lost in, but small enough that you can be found if you know what you're looking for.
Cool. Yeah,
so, and enough to run a business.
She explains in the tapping too. She's like, as of right now, I'm just gonna get them outside of the city and somewhere on the road, and then I'll come back. But if you're not back, I just wanted to know where to go.
Oh, feel free to stick with them as long as you need to. You know I'm always fine. So.
I know, it's really not you I'm worried about.
Oh, I haven't stabbed anyone in a while that didn't deserve it. It's fine. It's fine.
That's true. There was that one guy, and he really did deserve it.
Yeah, well, he has 2 less fingers now.
Yeah, your aim was a little off. I thought you were going for the center of the hand.
I was. Missed. I won't miss again. Anyway, enough of my adventures of cutting off man fingers. I would say try and move through the city stealthily, but also you're gonna have to hide and be quick about it because they are looking for you. And if they find you, there's going to be a big fight. So I hope that you guys can maintain a hidden, stealthy presence. So good luck. I wish you the best, and keep each other safe and alive, please.
That's the goal.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you again for the help.
Oh, absolutely. And if there's ever anything else I can ever do, you are always welcome in my home, wherever it may be. And if you let her die, I will find you and take you out. Please don't do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't you love moms? She just stands with a big old smile to the table.
She slaps you on the back of the head. Hey,
Hey,
I told you to be polite. That was rude.
sorry.
That's right. I forgive you. And she pats you on the head.
Easy come, easy go.
There's definitely a very sheepish, like childlike glee that you see on Kaylin's face. Probably giving you an idea that she's on the younger side, like she's not as old as she tries to placate herself out to be.
Indeed. Well, is there anything else you guys wish to do here at the house, or are you ready to set out? And if you're setting out, where are you going? What is your plan?
I think we have no clue on plan, folks. Looking at Anthea and Kaylin.
I will say, as just kind of reminding from things that have happened that may give you a sense of direction. You said you would meet up with, or at least try to find, Fizz, the Knoll that you met yesterday, and meet
Oh,
with them
yes.
for adventuring. So, we'll say if you wish to do that, you can go that way, and then we'll just communicate that you met with him, and if they join you, they will join you. That they'll join
I
you.
totally
Or
forgot about Fizz. Good
uh,
reminder.
Anthea also had that dream a couple of nights ago where you met with your magical tutor, your wizard, who told you that the necromantic magic of the realm is being depleted, and he is beginning to lose control of your sibling, and he's been trying to reach you about your hat warranty.
Send warranty.
About your hat warranty. It's expiring. But he mentioned to you that the way to possibly stop the necromantic and necrotic magic being taken from the practitioners of it for good is to go to the place where magic can and things can be created from nothing, which he listed to be the community of Evermeet, which you would know is where Pax is from. So whether you communicated that dream to your friends or not is up to you, but those are two of the things that have happened recently that might give you some type of direction on where you wish to go. Or you can go and try and get back into the AI group, or you can go and check on the king, or you can go and do anything else that interests you.
Not knowing of Anthea's dream, I'd probably vote for Fitz, but yeah. And would Anthea have shared that, or?
Once again, how am I forgetting this? Was
What's
I
what?
away? Was I
No,
away
you were
when
here.
we met Fitz?
You were a cat.
Oh, right.
Yep, you were sitting on Pax's shoulder when Pax saw
Right.
Fizz sell like the explodey gauntlet that didn't blow up the guy's hand.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember. Yes.
Fitz Pie.
It's fine.
It's pie.
You should probably meet up with Fitz
Yeah.
Pie first. If nothing else,
We
he
can
might
go-
want to join us
yeah.
at Evermeet, or?
Let's go pick up Fizz and see if he wants to go to Evermeet. So at this point, I will take the opportunity over breakfast to briefly explain what is happening and that we need to, it sounds like, go to Evermeet. And if Pax would be so kind as to guide us there, that would be
Yeah.
great.
I can probably find the way.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
You do know, obviously, Pax, you're from there. Evermeet is a island off of Get to the Island. So, there are probably other ways to get there. There isn't quite any, there's no like airship ports quite yet. They were starting to build one as you were leaving, so it might be closer to being done, but when you did depart for this journey, they had not completed that yet. But, there are magical ways to get there, but most people will just end up coming to Evermeet by boat. But yes, you know how to get there, because it is your home. But yes, so your plan is to go go see if Fizz is interested, and then head to Evermeet?
I think so.
Okay.
Anthea and Kaylin, does that work for you?
I agree.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea. You said, collecting friends is a good thing, so let's go get more friends. I guess.
Odie friends.
Explodey friends? She was on the other side of the
Yes.
of the
yes, you were.
hanging when you guys were
Oh,
going through all
you-
this, so this is like brand new information for her. She's like, what?
Indeed.
Yes. Perhaps I shouldn't have said it that way, but he does have a unique skill set.
Quite unique.
Oh, okay. If Explodey is what we want, then Explodey we shall go get. Do you have any idea where he's at?
I think he had mentioned a specific location.
Yes,
Let me
he
know.
told you, Pax, that he lived in the Artificer Market, one of the smaller ones, and he kind of pointed you in the general direction. It's not quite in the full Artificer region. It's kind of on the outskirts where, like, the very blue-collar artificers who don't have, like, government deals and aren't working for, like, bigger institutions kind of live, because they are they're like the farmers of Artifice, if that makes sense. They're like the blue collar working for the people kind of thing. They want to sell stuff that will make regular people's day-to-day jobs a little bit easier, like the continual flame torches that people can have in their house. They don't have to burn candles all the time, or they have like prestidigitation mops that are very easy to clean floors, and you don't have to continually buy new mops. Things like that are actually useful for the everyday person who's maybe not severely magically inclined, or just isn't wealthy. So you know where they are. They're on the outskirts of the Artificer part of town, kind of in a little market there.
Cool. Relay out to the group, and away we go that way, I guess.
Okay. All right. So as you guys set yourselves up to head there, you see that the morning sun has risen. It's probably closer to 9:30 at this point. Miss Rochester, aka Sarah, aka Caitlin's mom, gives all of you hugs, wishes you your best. Holds Caitlin a little longer, a little tighter, and says, "Well, again, I would be as stealthy as possible getting through the city because it's a very tumultuous time, obviously. There are many, many more guards, and you have Lyrin and Sharon hunting you. So you guys are actually going to be here. Basically, this is coming out the front, so you're making your way back towards the city. You see that there are actually there are even more than these guards. You have a set up here. I'm just doing this so you know how many there are in general. Whee! Sideways. You see that they're on their side. There is a lot. There are way more guards than before, kind of stopping people. They're not quite frisking them, but they're kind of stopping anyone they think is suspicious, talking to them, and then kind of moving on. But you see that there are a lot more guards now than there were, and they're not all wearing the same type of uniform, so you can tell the difference between who are the King's Guard, and you already know the City Guard, since they are typically the ones who just kind of aren't really trying to get too involved in like violence and things like that, but they have now been enlisted by the king to work for him. And you see here and there, not too many just yet, you see people which Kaylin recognizes as members of the military wearing full-on like military garb and regalia. Some lower level folks so far, not really like any high level captains, lieutenants, generals, anything like that, just like kind of folks who are wearing what looks to be a common uniform that's neither of these, so you know them to be military. So, but how are you guys making it through town? Because to get from where you are to where Fizz is a couple hours on foot if you're not being sneaky, so it's going to be a little longer than if you are being sneaky. What's your plan?
Caitlin, what do you think? You know the city best and are the sneakiest. We do have some magic we can use, but it's also a limited resource. Do you have back alleys you can suggest, or what do you think?
I have some back alleys we can take. Didn't you, and she points to Anthea, trying to like figure out the best way to word her question. She's gonna say, didn't you turn into a cat?
I can turn into an animal, yes, but unfortunately, when I'm in the form of that animal, I can't really talk or communicate. So, if I carried a written message or something, I could, or if somebody else was with me to carry the message to our null friend, that might work.
Well, I had a little bit of a different idea. I hope that you don't take this as an insult, but taking a dog out for a walk is something you have to do.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna turn into Simon.
You're gonna turn into Simon. That's
Oh wait, actually, that's bad. That's the dog that they would recognize. So, I mean, I'm sure I've seen other dogs that I can
Oh, for
sort of
sure.
replicate. Okay, I will not do Simon, even though that would be fun. So yeah, I'll do wild shape into a dog. It's kind of like a scraggly looking dog, maybe like a wolfhound or something.
Like that.
Oh,
Perfect.
perfect.
I'm gonna.
But dog size.
I'm gonna like put these two in the alleyway, and I'm gonna say, "Be right back," and I'm gonna slide back in the house. Is it safe to say that I have a disguise kit somewhere in the house?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna grab my disguise kit, and I'm gonna go back in the back alleyway, and I want to disguise Pax like a child, and then I want to put a leash around Anthea's neck, and I want to give it to Pax.
Okay.
That's pretty funny.
And I'm gonna
That is
say,
pretty funny.
say you are my nephew visiting from my dad's side.
Okay. We need a backstory for your dad, and Pax is going all off into like backstory development.
Perfect.
We don't need to do, but he's into it, and we'll
Actor.
do a funny place.
That
Exactly.
that is all I tell you, and you're just like, okay, I got it. I got exactly what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, great. Just let me do the talking. You cannot. Yeah. No, actually, you could probably talk too. I can agree with anything. It's fine. My deceptions will be okay. And I look at Anthea, and I was like, don't bite anybody.
So
Give
are
it
you
sort of a
using?
quizzical look.
So are you transforming into like a wolf for a dog for stat block purposes, or are you transforming into a dog for
mean,
stat block purposes?
A dog for stat block purposes.
Well, if you wanted
I
to be
think
like,
a wolf
if you
would
wanted to be wolf but be
intimidating.
smaller, you could totally do that. People do have like wolfhounds that are a little bigger, but it wouldn't. You could just say
Sure,
you're
okay.
on the small, like the runt of the litter, if you wanted to. So then,
Yeah.
if anything
Something that's not
happens,
going to
you could
attract
be.
attention.
Yeah, you would just be like a small-looking tamed wolf. People might even think that Pax, for some reason, is a young ranger with a big old wolf.
This is his beast companion.
Yes, it could be.
Oh, there we go.
All right, so you guys are going to roll deception to get through the city then. Got it.
Yes.
Okay, so, well, you're a wolf, so you don't really have to deceive anyone to be a wolf because you are a wolf.
I
So
will make.
Pax
I
and
will tell. I will tell Pax one thing, and it'll be, just remember that this dog is yours. It doesn't belong to me. It doesn't belong to Mom, because they're gonna get suspicious if we suddenly have a dog in our house. So, she belongs to you.
the health inspector
Okay.
is not fans of that.
Yeah.
So the two of you then go ahead and roll me deception checks.
Okay, doke.
17. Oh, you are
Hey, that would
beautiful
be like
going through there.
27 or something.
Jesus.
My sheet's loading weirdly. Lots.
It's numbers. It's many numbers. Okay. So yeah, you guys are able to walk for the first 20-25 minutes. Every now and again, people kind of step aside and look to see such a large animal with. It's actually a 29. With such a smaller framed child, basically. And they see you guys kind of walking, and they give looks to you, Kaylin, because people don't often see you walking with other people who you're claiming to be children, especially walking dogs, and they're just kind of looking at you like, okay, but they're not, like, the dog's kind of scary, so they're not really gonna try and approach you because it's scary. So your first 20-25 minutes go by uneventful. So go ahead and roll me. How do you want to continue trying to walk normally through the city streets, or are you trying to like make your way through back alleys? What's your plan? You try to be sneaky
Guess
about
we
how
looked
you're
at
going.
scaling for recommendations, but probably sneaky? Question mark.
Aw. I would say let's stick to public and act this out until people start getting sus. When people start getting sus, we'll go to the back alley and get away from sus area, but we'll move faster this way.
Okay.
That's my take on it.
Yeah,
Alright.
makes sense.
Okay, so you guys are moving to the back alleys. Okay, and you're moving at normals. Oh, you're moving through the city until people get sus. Okay.
Yep.
So go ahead and roll me then deception again to just maintain the ruse. You're not doing anything different, and there's no way to get like true advantage without
23.
bringing more attention to yourself. So you have a +9 to your thing, Michael. So just so you know. So 23 and 17. Okay. All right. So you guys are walking and walking. So it's 17 and 23. Okay. So let me do math here because I need to put something together.
You don't. It's fine.
Okay. All three of you roll perception checks, please. Or what's your passive perceptions? Let me ask you that. That'll be better.
16,
Okay.
I think.
15.
Okay. And then Anthea's yours is the same as your non-wolf form. 8,000.
Oh, 14.
14, and the highest one was 16, you said? You feel like you're being followed.
Uh-oh.
We're
Is
gonna
it mom?
What do we do about that?
just to show that you've moved to a different portion of the town, I'm gonna move these people off the map and break these guys up just a little bit, just as like a, because I don't feel like making 16 maps. So there's kind of. It's not your mom.
I would like
Do we
to.
know who it is?
Yeah, I would like to casually glance over my shoulder and see if I can figure out who's following us.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Question? Would this work?
Yeah.
Awesome.
You could do that. So we'll say we'll just say you can get at advantage.
Perception. Natural 20 for 25.
Okay, so I'm just gonna move you guys like over here. You, only because you have such an so quick to see everything, like you can take in information lightning fast and process it. You see as they kind of slide down the roof on a building behind you, you see the cloak of a person right here, and you hear, as they've kind of like gone over the roof, you hear what sounds like a metal clanging, just not very loud, just like a boop as it hits the ground. Almost like someone wearing metal gauntlets or something just hopped off the roof, landed very, very nicely, and then they kind of stopped for a second. So.
Okay, if if I were to gauge how much further we had to get to where the guy is, how much farther do I think we have?
If you moved slowly and stealthily, you could do it in 30 minutes-ish. If you did it at your current pace, about 15. And if you just took off in a dead sprint, you could make it there in probably 5 minutes.
Hmm. Good to know, just in case.
Do I know that Pax can cast message? I can't remember if he's ever used that on Kaylin or not.
I might not have, but I would imagine we would have shared
Yeah.
general abilities, question
Okay.
mark, so yeah.
I would kind of look down at you and try to like gently touch my head like I'm thinking and like try to signal for you to use it.
Sure, I don't think that'd be hard to pick up on. Hey, so what do you think? Sprint, slow, or just cross our luck and continue at this pace?
So, I'm like covering my mouth because I know lips. So my idea is actually to keep going at this pace and to stay more in the crowd. They traditionally don't like to draw attention to their targets in the middle of a crowd. So if we stay in the crowd, keep going that way, we should at least get to somewhere where if we get caught, we can call for your friend for help.
Got it. So nonchalance, you're suggesting?
Yep, nonchalant, but give me your hand and we're gonna lay up this child ruse and we're gonna actually go through the crowd.
Maybe the dog is badly behaved, briefly.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
And Thea
Little
kind of tilts
distraction.
her head.
It takes
Can I hear this message, or is it only a two-way thing?
I could recast the cantrip to get you in.
Okay.
I really like that idea. Cue her to take off with you and I'll chase after you and have her head straight for that area and we'll sprint through the crowd.
You're sprinting through the crowd now, huh?
Yep. With a rabid dog taking off.
Like it's dragging you. Got it.
Yes.
Okay. As you guys are being dragged through the crowd, roll me deception checks.
Do. Oh dear.
Oh.
That's not very good.
Hold on, maybe I can help. Hold on. Nope. Same freaking roll.
Okay. As you guys are being dragged through the crowd, you guys, who all speaks Elvish? I know Kaylin does. Pax, do you speak Elvish?
I think so. Let me look. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, from Evermeet, definitely.
Okay. Cool. And then Anthea, do you speak Elvish?
I do.
In any form?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you can understand language in your wild shape form. You just can't speak it unless you have like a thing to move letters around, like a Ouija board, which you should get. That'd be hilarious. A wolf with a Ouija board. But you.
I don't have thumbs.
Use your tongue.
You can use your nose, move it around. You, as they're being addressed, you guys hear in almost a robotic-ish, like a very metallic, grinding sort of tone. You guys at this point are like, I'm just gonna say you're up here just for the sake of moving through the crowd. You hear from two different rooftops, from over here and over here, as you're getting closer and closer and closer to Fizz. Actually, we're gonna do this because this will make more sense. We're gonna say you guys are like here. You guys are gonna be on this map.
Oh, new
Which
map.
we need to be here in a second.
New map, who dis?
Ooh, now.
Right. So you guys are there, and you hear from atop one of the stalls. We'll say on over here. I'll move you guys just a little bit further over there. You guys can adjust your token so you're not on your side if you want. You guys hear from over on top of one of the stalls over here, because most of these stalls have like little roofs on them. You hear this like metallic, grinding, elvish voice that he yells out, "Halt! You're under arrest." And you see on the top this robed, very dexterous looking, almost metallic-y person who, as he says that, almost with a like just a flash, is right behind you, Kaylin, with lightning speed. And I need you to make. This will be where we end here in 1 second. I need you to go ahead and make for me a contested acrobatics check. As he whips out a pair of manacles and tries to slap them around your wrists. So it's against a 12.
Got him.
Trying to see if I have any. Yeah, I'm gonna get him because even reliable talent. Yeah.
Yep. So he goes to just slap them around your wrists, and it's more of as you feel them pull your hand out and you turn around, and you see. Let's see if I can. I think I can. You see that person coming up on you, and as you are quickly not being manacled, you hear another voice, cold, and almost as they unleash some words, you feel all the blood in your body kind of freeze. Over here, kind of sitting on a stool at the stall, waiting, this icy blue, elvish looking person stands up, a battle axe in one hand and a warhammer in the other. Says, "You're all gonna come with me, whether you like it or not." You guys can see Fizz over there starting to just kind of make some things that are probably going to explode. You are within yelling distance of Fizz at this point. He could hear you.
Nice.
If you yelled out. But everybody who sees this icy blue looking elvish person runs very, very quickly. Imagine this guy, but more blue. That's who is yelling at you. He's got scars across his throat. He's got scars down his chin. His eyes are darkened, whether that's through age, through exhaustion, or through eyeshadow for disguise. You don't know. But he stands and he looks, and you see that this is a very strong looking individual. He's wearing full plate mail, but looks like it doesn't weigh on him at all. 2 weapons at the ready, and when we start up next time, you can decide if you're gonna go with them or if you're gonna fight them, and we will see how it goes. But just because I want to see how we're gonna end up and how it's gonna start, let's roll initiative right now.
Oh no!
Put yourselves in order,
Oh no!
and then we'll end.
Ah!
Dog form.
Gotcha.
21.3.
21.2. Let's go. Well, let's go next time we play.
I would definitely yell out or message if it's within range to Fitz.
Help!
Buddy, help! Your explosions are needed.
Okay.
Oh my god, I hope Pi hears that last line. I hope he watches this and hears that last line because he's gonna get so excited.
And what is your initiative, Doggo and Thea?
Looking at Wolf to see if it's different. It's the same.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and roll it.
Doggo, #good boy. That is what I named them.
Yes.
All right. So as of right now, when we come back next time, it kind of makes sense, Kaylin, that you're first, as you were who they tried to swipe on. But it'll be Kaylin. As of right now, Kaylin, Pax. This whole round will go through before Fizz will be able to join in. If Fizz wants to take an action, it will be in the second round. So Fizz will effectively be held out for just 1 round until they see what's going on. But where you guys are on the map now is all within relative distance being accurate.
Closeness.
So yeah, it's all relatively accurate. But when we come back, Pax, I'm gonna move your token over here, Anthea, just so you're not stuck.
Oh, yeah,
you are
please
still
do.
holding on to Anthea as a wolf. If Anthea runs, you're getting dragged unless you let go. So
No, I would happily be dragged.
that's funny. All right. But for now, we will end here. I think is a good spot, and then when we pick up next time, we will immediately turn and run into combat with these two folks who are coming for you.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Uh-oh.
All right.
That's why you got me to get wolf stats, huh?
That's why I gave you a strong recommendation on. You should
You don't
have
want to be a dog or a cat. You want to be a wolf today.
But all right,
For
that's
some
all we got.
reason, we don't know why.
Right, that's all we got for now. So until next time, bye.
Great game, as always. Oh, God, it's gonna be rough next game. Hopefully we'll have Mr. Pie back with
Amazing,
all of his
Alex.
explosions.
Mhm.
Thank you so
Bye,
much.
YouTube.
Everybody say goodbye to YouTube!
Bye.
Bye, YouTube! Happy dungeon delving, everyone!